So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lydia Tate, and I'm here simply because I believe that what I have to say here may be of so much help to a lot of people. Of course, I've had a lot of friends reach out to me and talk about different things that they're going through currently during this COVID-19. And I'm grateful that we have been a support system for one another, and also that some people have reached out to see or hear or get suggestions based on what I've written in my book. By the way, I'm an author in addition to many other things that I do. This is my most recent book, and look out for some more here coming out soon. I also do quite a bit of speaking. Have some speaking engagements coming up soon here, so you should see those on my website, lydiaspeaks.com. By profession, I am in the financial industry. So, and I'm also a mother of three. I'm very proud of my three young adults. They make me better every day, so I'm really thankful for them. And most importantly, I'm a child of God. I am no way perfect in comparison to people that I see around me, but I still consider myself a child of God in the journey of getting better. So today I wanted to just talk about wellness, some of the things that I know that have worked for me and have worked for some of my friends, and I just would like to share that information with you to see if it may help somebody as we go through this really challenging time with COVID-19. Some of us working from home, some of us actually having to go into the offices and managing the stress of just social distancing and keeping healthy. There's some things that we can do certainly to help us. Today I'll talk about just some of those basic things. One, I would like, I know that especially women don't do a very good job in taking care of themselves. So I want to challenge you, if you are listening to this message, to just put yourself first for a change and take care of your mind, take care of your body, and take care of your soul, however you know best. I think that most people who are believers spend a lot of time in the Word to take care of their mind and their soul. And even their body, because the scripture also teaches us on how to eat healthy. And I know that exercise also makes a big difference. 30 minutes walk, 15 minutes walk. I've had to do a lot of that here recently in between my meetings while I'm working from home. And I've noticed that since I started walking, I have felt much better. I am more effective. And I believe that is a good solution. I don't think that you necessarily have to do 10 miles walk to stay healthy. A little walk, little 10 minutes, 15 minutes intervals, and coming back to your work is a good way to stay healthy and to keep your mind active. I also want to remind you that it's important to find a balance. Many of us who are working from home have found ourselves working 14, 16-hour days, sometimes even longer. And especially the essential workers out there who have to go to the hospitals and the assisted living facilities and nursing homes, and they're working long hours. You've got to stop and find a balance. You have to, at some point, say, okay, I need to stop what I'm doing now, and I need to find time to just settle down, separate myself from work, separate myself from the everyday house chores, and just, do what I call do you. And that would be maybe it was spending some time with a good book, or finding friends to hang out with while you're still keeping social distance, of course, because those friends then become a very good support system for you. We can be very, very emotionally drained during this process, so it's important to have a good support system. You don't want to be found sick at home and you don't have anyone to call. Or if you just want to be sure that you have good, healthy contacts, even on your phone, that you can reach out to. There's been a lot of deaths within my community here in Dallas, especially among women. And I believe most of it has been because of stress. and just everyday life challenges. That is why I'm really, really, touched but by what the Lord has decided to do through me help others to make a decision to actively work on their mental health, emotional health, physical health, and spiritual health. Of course, I'm in the journey with everybody. I am not there yet, and I think that the more I learn and I share, the more you will teach me as well. So I'm very excited about this journey that I'm working on. And I think it's also important to find ways to be an advocate for people around you who are not able to be their best. It's also healthy to take the attention from yourself sometimes and take a step back and see who needs help and be there for them. Right now, there are a lot of volunteer opportunities out there. If you're staying at home and you maybe are not employed currently, there are ways to be active. And when you do for others, it just kind of brings some healing in your spirit. When you encourage others, when you minister to others, when you spend time doing little things for others that maybe doesn't cost money, for family members, for friends, for people in the community, for strangers, it just brings healing. Try buying Starbucks for somebody in the car behind you and you're at a Starbucks drive-thru at a fast food restaurant, and just see how it makes you feel, And I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying practically do that, but there's so many other things that we can do when we give of ourselves that really, really brings healing to us emotionally. And in the process of just dealing with all these things, we have to start thinking about ways to reinvent ourselves during this season. And that is definitely part of being well. Sometimes when doors shut, when there are no opportunities, then it's time for growth. It's time for us to cross the bridge to a side that we've never attempted to go before. And that is when we talk about personal branding, professionally, socially, even financially, in every way. There are ways that we can rebrand ourselves. That means that we have to change the way we're doing things. We have to show up. You have to show up every morning and decide that you're going to do something that will change your situation. You have to ask yourself that, okay, so who am I today? What am I doing to change my situation? How am I branding myself today? Am I branding myself as a loser? Am I branding myself as a victim? Am I a victor? Am I successful? Am I going for a walk so that I can lose weight? I mean, how do you want to see yourself? That is to me how you rebrand yourself on a personal level. There are many other ways that you can brand yourself professionally, and I'm not going to dive deep into that. We can talk about that later. But I'm more concerned about the individual. How do we change our position where we are today and make a difference, make us better from where we are today? So yes, rebrand yourself. Show up, record yourself if you have to, if you need to know what changes you need to make today, and if you want to record yourself today and see if tomorrow you do a better presentation of yourself, you present yourself as a better person, by all means do that. Be committed to improving every day. I also want to remind you that you have to keep an open mind. A lot of these things we know, sometimes we just forget them when we're overwhelmed. So sometimes we all need reminders, including myself. So keep an open mind. You just never know who is going to come to you today to help you become the person that you were created to be. You never know who God sends your way today. So keep an open mind. Don't shut doors. Be understanding of opportunities that they come your way. Be open to learning a new trade. Be open to doing something you've never done before. Even if it's challenging, just do it. Just do it. You just never know what it's going to do for you in future. I remember when I was, I lived in Europe for some time, and when I was there, something prompted me to take ACT, and I wasn't planning to come to the US, but I did follow whatever prompted me to take ACT. And lo and behold, when I moved to the US, I did have to take ACT. When I found myself in the US and I wanted to get accepted into college, the ACT scores that I had from Europe a year ago are the ones that I was able to use to be accepted into college here. So you just never know why something within us drives us and tells us, hey, do this. Just follow that quiet voice within you. Just keep an open mind and just follow the path that is served to you. As long as it's a positive path, it's good to follow it. And also utilize your networks. I mentioned that earlier, but I believe that utilizing our networks is a very big part of plays a very important role in our personal growth. Who are the 5 people that you associate with? Ask yourself that question. Are they adding value to you? Are they taking from you? Are they making you better? Are you making them better? Because it's not always about you associating with people who are making you better. You also have a part to play in this puzzle of life, that you have to make people around you better. You have to be the strength of those who are weak around you, but you also have to make sure that you have a place where you can refill and refuel once you mentor others and once you help them to be better, because we all have to grow. No matter what level we are, professionally or personally, we all have to grow. So make sure that you're utilizing the networks around you. Put pride aside, be humble, be open to learning. If you don't know, say, hey, I don't know. Find quality time with the people that you decide to spend your time with. It's never an issue of quantity. It's always an issue of quality. So if you are spending time with 100 people and there's no value that you're getting out of that association, you have to really take a step back and decide how you'd like to move forward during this season. Otherwise, you continue to stay overwhelmed and you're not productive and you're continuously exhausted. And of course, you're not necessarily practicing social distancing, and that is not just the best way to go about life at this moment. You also want to, and I mentioned mentoring and pulling people along with you. I think that part of a way to stay healthy is helping others. I just believe that it works for me, it works for people that I know. Sometimes when you're feeling anxious and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're so focused on the issues that you're dealing with at this moment, it's just a distraction. And sometimes when you take the focus off of you and you focus on others, it just makes things a lot better. Sometimes you're even going through what you're going through so that you can be of help to the people that are around you, the people that God sends your way. So you have to be prepared to reach back and help others to be successful as well, help others to be better. These are just the few points that I have today. Just, rebrand yourself, pull people along with you to be a mentor, find balance, support one another, be an advocate for change. We all need change right now. We know there's been a lot that's going on in society today. Work on your mind and on your soul, on your body. Be very, 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 very careful with not working out right now, or with not exercising your mind, with not feeding yourself with good information in your brain. Be very, very careful with that right now, because this level of stress that a lot of people are experiencing now is not just the healthiest. So you want to be intentional with working on your mind and on your soul and your body. You also want to remember that we talked about support for each other. You also want to be open-minded. You want to use your networks, and you want to work on your own personal branding. How do you show up every day? How do you show up to yourself even? How do you show up to your family members? How do you show up at your office? But I want to focus on how you show up when you get up from bed and you leave your house. That is my focus today on your wellness. So brand yourself for who you want to be every day. And we'll talk about more of self-branding and professional branding later, but this is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope and pray that you stay well. I pray that you do not stay anxious. I pray that you trust God in this journey. I pray that you surrender. If you are going through anxiety, if you're going through depression, if you're going through a heartbreak, if you've lost a family member, it can be very, very tough right now. But this is a time when we all have to be intentional with how we live our lives. We have to show up. We have to take that foot out of bed and step down and show up and be present and be the best that we can be today, because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. I pray you stay blessed. Thank you.